When you get to set, one of the first things that you'll do is assemble the different components of the camera together and get the camera ready to shoot. I refer to this process as building camera. If you're a DP, then you could also enlist the help of your assistant camera crew to help you. Note that building the camera may be a really big deal or not really a big deal, depending on your camera system and how much gear you're using. Here's a shot of our first assistant camera guy, Marco Scaringi, helping Elijah Teagues assemble one of the behind-the-scenes cameras. With the Scarlett that we used to film the Assurance, we started with just the camera body. Then we attached lenses, a monitor, insert media to record on, and attach power. At the time, I didn't have enough batteries, so I had to use AC power for my camera. Now, regarding media, it's really important to have cards completely prepped and formatted by the time you show up to set. You don't want to take the chance that there will be media on the cards that still needs to be backed up before formatting. HD video, let alone 4K video, can take quite a while to transfer, and you don't have that kind of extra time on set. You also might want to set up a rail system. When your camera is on rails, as shown here during the goodbye scene, you can attach other stuff to it, like a follow focus or a matte box. A follow focus allows you to adjust the focus of the lens in finer detail, and also to adjust the focus to a specific point. This is really helpful for rack focus shots, or shots where the focus plane is shallow and the camera or actors move. A matte box is a piece of gear that goes in front of and around the lens. This rectangular box blocks out light to prevent lens flares. But matte boxes also have these little slots at the top where you can insert filters, such as ND filters. ND, which is short for neutral density, are filters which reduce the amount of light hitting the lens, lowers the exposure. And as we'll look at later, ND filters can help you get a shallow depth of field in bright daylight, which otherwise can be a challenge. So this is the most commonly used camera gear I've seen on most shoots. Now, for many camera systems, like the iPhones used to shoot Tangerine that we just talked about, you're not going to have this much gear in setup. And even if you have this much gear, you might not need it all for certain scenes or even entire shoot days. However, if you think you might need it, it's better to set it up and not use it than to set it up when all the production is waiting on you. You also need to set up a support system for the camera, like a tripod, for instance. Now, it's kind of its own world, so we'll talk about that in the next tutorial.